Graphing lines from slope-intercept form. After watching this video, I will be able to identify the slope and y-intercept given a graph and write an equation. In the previous videos or lessons, we have talked about slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. And this is a way to write an equation when I have the slope and the y-intercept. If I'm given the graph of a line, I can find the slope by using rise over run, and I can find the y-intercept by visually seeing when the line crosses the y-axis. So in order to find b, we need to look at the line and see where is my line crossing the vertical y-axis. So this is happening at -2. So my y-intercept is -2. And now I need to find another point so I can count rise over run. Remember, you always want to plot a point that's in the very corner of the box, never in the middle, because that's just going to be an approximation and you will get the slope wrong. So for my slope, I am looking at my line to see where is there a point right in the corner of a box. And now I'm going to count rise over run. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my slope is rise 7, run 5, and then you want to make sure, is it positive or negative? Because we are going uphill, because we read from left to right, so starting from the left, we go uphill, this is positive. So now to write my equation, y equals mx plus b. My m is a positive 7 over 5, and my b is a -2, so -2. My final answer will be y equals 7 over 5 x minus 2. So again, we want to write the equation given the graph. So I'm going to identify my y-intercept, which is where my line is crossing the y-axis at 4. So b, my y-intercept is 4. And now I need to find another point so I can count rise over run. So once I find my other point, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3 for a rise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a run. So my slope 3 over 5. And then I need to decide, is my line positive or negative? Are we going uphill or downhill? So because we start from the left and we start going down, my line is going downhill, so negative slope. So now to write my equation, y equals mx plus b, I need to find my m. Well, my m, we said, is -3 over 5x, and my y-intercept is 4, because it's positive 4 plus 4. So this equation represents the entire red line that was graphed and given to me. So if I were to plug in any x or y ordered pair, I can find the ordered pairs that would make this statement true based on the line. We are going to do a few examples, so you should pause your video, see if you can do it, and then press play to see if you got your answer correct. Pause your video now. Your answer would be y equals 1x minus 4. However, we don't really write 1x. We just leave it as x because it's understood that there is a 1 in front of that. So your correct answer would say y equals x minus 4. Here is another example. So we're going to press pause, try and solve the problem, and then press play to see if you got your answer correct. Pause your video now. Here, the y-intercept is crossing the origin, so the y-intercept would be 0. and then your slope is negative 5 over 4. So when you plug in your information into your slope-intercept form, we do not have a value for the y-intercept. It's just plus 0. So we just get rid of the plus 0 because there's no need to add that to the equation. So your simplified answer would be y equals negative 5 over 4x. This is a special case because we have a line that has no slope. If we remember back a few lessons ago, when we see a horizontal line, we know that the slope is 0. So if the slope is 0 and our y-intercept is 3, when I plug in my information into my mx plus b, my m is going to be 0. So y equals 0 times x plus b. But 0 multiplied by anything just gives me 0. So my y is just going to equal 3. So the equation to this line is going to equal y equals 3. This is another special case because here this vertical line has a slope that is undefined and the y-intercept doesn't exist. So because you do not have a y-intercept or a slope, I cannot write an equation in slope-intercept form. But I can write an equation because I know that this line is crossing through the x-axis at 3, and all of the ordered pairs has 3 for x. So it doesn't matter what the y is, the x ordered pair, the x coordinate is always 3. So the equation is going to be x equal to 3.